Wait, what? What the heck is a toy mouse? Welcome back. Thanks a lot for the support on the first video. I got quite a few questions about the rules, so I wanna try my best to explain it a little bit better. With the G, I of course instantly have access to most items in the game. Runite ore, a fang, a twisted bow. Just because I have access to everything doesn't mean I have to buy, equip and use everything. Basically, new chunk tasks cannot be generated simply because I can buy an item and wear or process it. However, if I need an item in order to complete an existing chunk task, then and only then I have to buy that item and complete the task. A good example for this would be the Cook's Guild. You need a chef's hat in order to get into the Cook's Guild. And in the Cook's Guild you can buy the 99 cooking cape. Now I cannot say, hey, I don't have a chef's hat, so I don't need to get into the Cook's Guild, so I don't need to get 99 cooking. No, if I roll this chunk, I have to buy a chef's hat and I have to get 99 cooking. I hope that clears it up a little bit. Now I am already grinding away in my next chunk. But it turns out I actually rolled my chunk a little bit too early. Someone in the comments pointed out that I can actually train agility, which means I need to get 21 agility for the shortcut. I didn't even know this item existed, but look at this. Apparently there is this toy mouse, which I can wind up, then release, and then if I catch it, I get 3 agility. Once again, I did not know this item existed, but this does mean that I have a way to train agility and I need to get 21 agility, 3 agility each click. Or actually it's like 3 clicks. Luckily I only need to get level 21, but so definitely a funny little grind that I only have to do because I have access to the G. So yeah, now that I know that this is an option, I am definitely gonna do this. I have no idea how long it's gonna take, but I guess we're gonna find out. Oh great, and apparently you can also failing to catch this mouse. And that fail rate is pretty high. But hey, there's level 2 agility. Only 19 more levels to go. And that is level 10 agility, beautiful. I am working with almost 2k XP an hour, so not even that bad. This is actually quite alright. It's a funny little grind. I only need to catch 1287 more mice until I am level 21. I'm already 20% of the way there, so yeah, this shouldn't take too long. That took a little bit longer than expected, but yeah, right here with this catch, that should be level 21 if I can catch it. Yep, level 21. That's really cool. Nice. I wonder if anyone ever seriously trained like this. I mean, probably. This game has so many players, but... Boom! Look at it! That's awesome. Sadly, we don't get XP for this, so we still don't have a better way to train agility. Yikes. Anyways, that last final chunk task completed. Now let's go back to that chunk roll. And let's pick a chunk. I wouldn't mind left or right. I wouldn't mind one of the long ones. Okay, that is one of the long ones. That is Edgefield. That is gonna be U-Logs and the Oborg, right? Alright, let's go and do this. Yeah. Alright, let's see what's in our new chunk. The first thing we see here is the Outlaws camp. Fun story about these guys. The YouTuber Frosty Bart had to kill these guys for a knife, which they drop at a 1 in 128 drop chance. Now, killing these guys kinda sucks, because they only give 2.5% of the experience you would usually get. And right after he finally got the knife, Jagex updated the game and added a general store in the chunk. which sells the knives for 7 GP. Just north of here, we find a shack with a closed door. The only time you ever go in here is during the quest Temple of Ikov to speak to Lucian. Next to it we have the commonly used DKR ferry ring. A bit higher we find a canoe station. Something I didn't know is that you can give this dude an axe and then you don't need to bring an axe anymore in order to make your canoe. Since we are doing everything in our chunk, let's make the best canoe we can. When we cross the river, we walk past Jeffrey, but the game calls him Lesser Fanatic. This is a very mysterious man. When you speak to him, he immediately starts talking about the Wilderness Achievement Diary. But why does the game call him Lesser Fanatic? And why is he spinning like that? And why does he have a bunny named Luna? Then we come to the prison. The guards here give us the first skilling task of the chunk. Level 40 Thieving to pickpocket a guard. Inside the prison we find Crystalia. She was originally called Kistilia as a reference to... but the mods thought this was a little bit too inappropriate, so they added an R in there. Crystalia is the witch that killed Laren, a wealthy trader. Now she sends adventurers on slayer tasks into the wilderness to hunt for the precious Laren's keys. Also she has this dialogue. I'll do a voice for her. I love your hat. Where did you get it from?
Oh, thank you. I actually made it myself.
Oh, I didn't know that you enjoyed arts of crafts.
Oh yes, I put a craft in witchcraft. I have plenty of spare time outside of assigning tasks, so I've been making comics and stuffed toys.
That's so sweet. I didn't realize Slayer Masters had so much spare time.
Perhaps I have a little bit too much spare time. I made so many things I'm running out of room.
Have you thought about giving them to other people?
I tried handing out stuffed chimchompas, but the guards mistook them for the real thing and arrested me for smuggling explosives out of my cell.
Oh dear, don't you have any less dangerous crafts?
Well, I have the hats too.
Perfect, people love hats. And then is when I hoped I could buy a hat from her, but sadly I cannot actually buy a hat from her. She can also reset her spawn location to Edgeview for the mere price of only 5 million GP. Sadly, this also is one of our chunk tasks. In the prison we also find a strange table that makes people taller. Seems like a bit of an odd place for cosmetic surgery if you ask me. Just below we have one of the most popular furnaces in the game. There's always a ton of people here. The bank doesn't have much special, but the man's shack above it does. I love these quirky little things. There is a haystack here that upon repeatedly searching, it actually gives you a chance to find a needle. Upstairs there is a portal that leads to a weird cave. This is the Clan Cup lobby. Back in 2015 there used to be these Clan Cup games. Clans were competing in various PvE and skilling challenges. They seemed pretty cool. I hope they bring them back one day. Above the shack we find Richard. He sells team capes. T-capes were used way back in the day, when clans used to run around in the wilderness looking for people to kill. Everyone wearing the same T-cape would be marked so you don't accidentally kill your teammate. Did you know the first letter of every team cape vendor spells the word wilderness? Next to the shack we find the general store, which I talked about earlier. Upstairs we find another Perdu, the guy that lets you buy back lost items, and a cooking range. This is the source of another chunk task. Bake a pita bread at level 58 cooking. Pita bread? But where would we get the dough in this chunk? Well, we don't have a mill, but we have multiple imp spawns. And they drop flour at a 1 in 64 drop chance. Outside the shop we find the house of Evil Dave. Although we cannot visit him in his basement, we can talk to his mom.
What are you doing in my house?
Give me all your money.
I don't have any money.
Near the south border of our chunk we find some ruins. Judging by the crosses on the wall and the shape of the building, I think this used to be a church. However, there isn't much left of the big tower. Here we also find a portal to Soul Wars. Although we won't make the Soul Wars rollable, because I'm convinced they will make the Isle of Souls reachable by boat one day. Inside the ruined church we find some coffins. One of these is the entrance to Death's domain. Here I can actually buy a different gravestone, so let's go ahead and do that. Another chunk task completed. There we go. In the church garden we find 2 yew trees, meaning 3 more chunk tasks. cut some yew logs with level 60 woodcutting, burn some yew logs with level 60 firemaking, and fletch a yew shield with level 72 fletching. Inside the corner of the church we of course find the Edgeville dungeon. However, I think we have enough tasks for one video, so let's do everything above ground first. Actually, I want to add a 6th task. This isn't really a chunk task, but I want to find some kind of money maker, because sometimes I'm simply gonna need some GP. Oh, and one more thing. From now on, I will be telling my story task by task instead of chronologically. This means that I sometimes jump into the future where I have more money and more levels. And sometimes I jump back into the past where my levels are lower. Simply because that is when I started the task. This way the videos make more sense, instead of watching me work on 6 tasks at the same time. Now what do I want to start with? Yeah, I know what I want to start with. I'm gonna do some wood cutting, make my way slowly up to level 60, so that way we have something we can do on the side whenever we are like recording a skill a day or just wanna AFK for a little bit. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. It is so chill to just be able to buy my axes like this, You know, I've only ever seriously played on Iron Man accounts. This is a completely new experience for me to be able to like just buy stuff from the GE. And I'm loving it. I guess your bank also doesn't get as full. Alright, I'm just gonna sit here, cut those oak trees, fletch them into oak longbows, and I think I'm just gonna drop them on the ground. I don't really need the GP for now. I just want to maximize the experience for now. Actually, what am I doing? I'm not an Iron Man. I can just buy bowstring. I completely forgot. Alright, let's actually bank our longbows then. Oh, would you look at that? Bowstrings are actually pretty expensive. I don't think I will be making them. I think I am indeed just gonna... Oh wait, we are making longbows, not short bows. Yeah, no, I think I will just be dropping the unstrung longbows. So I am about to unlock willow trees. However, it feels like oak trees might still be better simply because I cut them so much faster. However, I did find this website and here it says that willow trees are actually faster. Yeah, it says if you want to go, the fastest path to level 60 is by willow trees, not by oak trees. Which is really surprising to me. Like, I really thought oak trees were gonna be faster. Alright, screw it, I'm just gonna do the math myself, because I don't trust that calculator at all. So you can see that at level 35 with a adamant axe, oak is quite a bit faster than willow. And even at level 41 with a rune axe, then still oak is about 10% per cut faster than willow. So yeah, I'm gonna stick to oak. Alright, I swapped out the fletching knife for a tinderbox. If I'm gonna be throwing my stuff on the ground anyways, then I might as well burn it. And I just got myself level 41 woodcutting, which means, boom, rune axe baby. Alright, I should be reaching 45 wood, 45 firemaking. Yeah, there it is, 45 firemaking, that's great. That means that I'm actually gonna stop burning those logs, because at 45 firemaking we can burn maple logs, and for whatever reason, maple logs are actually dirt cheap on the GE. Like, look at this. Maple logs cost 13 coins each. I don't know if I'm gonna start banking my oak logs, because they actually do have a little bit of value. I guess I can continue fletching them and just dropping them. Yeah, I'm gonna fletch them. I'm gonna fletch my oak logs until I can start fletching maple stuff as well. So that's gonna be 45 fletching. I'm actually making so much money that I bought some willow logs, so yeah, I'm just gonna fletch those into longbows. The last few levels I'm gonna get like that. I'm not gonna be fletching my oak logs anymore. I would rather just not waste any time, get the maximum experience per hour by fletching willow logs, and then continue to just chop and drop all of the oak logs, just going for the maximum XP per hour here. This is so weird for my Iron Man heart to do, like just throwing stuff on the ground. But yeah, it just doesn't make sense to pick it up and bring it to the bank. Like, the bank is quite far away. I can just buy it if I ever need it. It's so strange, but yeah, I kinda like it. Oh wow! Oh wow! Would you look at that? Okay, I already dropped a whole bunch of beginner clues, but we found one we can actually do. I guess let the juggling begin? I don't want to risk not being able to complete it. Well, do I care? Nah, I don't want to juggle it. I'm just gonna try and do it. Alright, fingers crossed and bow. Please be a one step, that would be funny, cool, crazy. Ah, no, he gives me a new clue. And I cannot do this one. Unlucky. Goodbye. Alright, with this next log right here, we should get level 60 woodcutting. There it is. Level 16 woodcutting. You can now chop yew trees. Okay, this is really nice for two reasons. Of course, this is a chunk task, but on top of that, I can now finally AFK on this account. I just needed something on the side to play while I am editing, while I'm playing on the other series. So yeah, I'm really happy that I now can start playing this account basically 24/7 just on the side, have it open and chop some yew trees. So yeah, let's go and chop a yew tree. Here we are chopping our yew tree. It's gonna be a lot slower, but that's good because we want to AFK. So yeah, let's chop this. Yeah, there it is. Yew log chopped. Chunk task completed. Great, with woodcutting done, let's find ourselves that moneymaker. Apparently, I don't need any requirements for this. Yeah, level 1 farming, but that's something you start with. So I can make ultra compost, and yeah, I can just buy these ingredients and then sell it for a higher price and make money like that. Again, this is all very new to me. I am used to playing on Iron Man accounts and I don't know all of those GE tricks. So I'm really happy with this. I'm gonna try it out. Okay, so we're starting with 50k here. Okay, so we have 100 super compost and then 200 volcanic ash. So let's make this into ultra compost real quick. Alright, and there is our ultra compost. Now let's see how much does this indeed sell for. Okay, I just made 20k with that. That's nice, and that did not take very long. By the way, what is this animation? Like, how does this convert to making ultra compost? What is he doing with his hands? This is just weird. He's not doing anything. Alright, I finished making the ultra compost, turned it into money, and now set up a new buy order for volcanic ash, slowly but surely flipping my way up to a more okay cash tag. Alright, another 500 ultra compost. I'm gonna go ahead and just let that, oh wow, 342k, that's really sweet. I'm just gonna let that sit and slowly sell over time, and I'm done flipping the ultra compost for now. I think 300k is plenty. I don't even know what to spend it on yet. And that is our moneymaker. Let's get those last 15 levels of firemaking. Alright, I am already level 45 firemaking, which means we can burn maple logs, so let's go buy some. We need to get to level 60. Let's try 3000. Level 60 firemaking. Burn some yew logs, completed. By the way, I got like way too many maple logs. 2 skilling tasks done, 3 to go. Next up is fletching. I lost some footage, but here are the last few levels. And 2 more short bows and I can start, yeah, there we go. Now I can start cutting the long bows, which do grant like 10 extra XP, so that's nice. And they're actually worth quite a bit more. Like the short bow is worth 104 GP and the long bow is worth 189, so yeah, that's really nice. And with this load of longbows, I should get level 72 fletching any moment here. There it is, 72 fletching. That's all I need. Yeah, sure, 14 U logs work as well. And let's make ourselves a U shield. Boom, U shield. Now, it's gonna take a while for us to equip it. Oh wait, there's no ranged level necessary to equip a... I could have sworn this was like a ranged gear and I was gonna need a ranged level in order to equip this. Okay, I guess we're fine. Nice. Well, there's the U shield. Chunk task completed. As promised, we are speedrunning through this chunk. Let's go to our next task, thieving. Alright, only 2 skilling tasks left, above ground at least that is. Thieving, I need to pickpocket a level 40 guard, or the guard is not level 40, but I need pickpocketing level 40 in order to pickpocket the guard. And there is still cooking, I need to cook some pita bread. Yeah, let's go ahead and start working on pickpocketing. I wonder if I can do it in one sitting. I got 1,000 wines right here, I got a lot of energy. It's gonna be pickpocketing level 1 man, so it's gonna take a while before we get there, but yeah, let's see how it goes. I completely forgot about the dodgy necklaces, so let's go and grab some of those. Now this should reduce this chance of getting stunned by 25%, so that's really nice. That should increase my XP a little bit. Not that much, but a little bit. And there is level 10 pickpocketing, very very nice. Thieving I should say. Thieving level 20. And that is level 30 thieving. Closing up to 2 hours right now as you can see on the timer. Unfortunately I cannot do it in one sitting. I'll pause the timer for you guys. Because I am going to the beach to chill with my friends. I'll be back later. Thieving level 40. That took exactly 4 hours and 12 minutes. Could have done that in one sitting. And here it goes. Pickpocket a guard. First time. Let's go. Now for the last task, the cooking grind. We need to get to level 58, which is actually pretty high. But if I understand this correctly, this is super convenient. I'm pretty sure this says exactly how many I need, or at least how many I need to cook successfully, so I guess I just double those numbers. And that is to get to level 30. And then from 30 to 58 we can do tuna and lobster. Alright, I have all of the fish we need. I hope the wiki is correct, and let's go cook. Oh wow, I'm burning a lot of fish. But hey, I made it to level 5, so now I can start cooking herrings. We are 60 experience short of level 10. Hopefully we can make it with those 6 sardines. Otherwise we need to go buy more fish. Let's go. So it does look like the wiki is correct. However, I just underestimated the amount of fish I would burn. But now we should be good. Level 20 cooking already. This is going lovely. Level 30 cooking. And that is 40 cooking. Now it's just lobsters all the way to level 58. And there is 58 cooking. That actually took quite a while. I mean, it's a pretty high level, so that makes sense. Also, I ran through all of those lobsters and I'm doing swordfish now. Wait a second. As I was making this pita dough, I realized I can also make pizza dough. Which means the highest possible cooking challenge is not pita bread, but it is pineapple pizza at 65 cooking. Ha! Well, let's go ahead and cook this pita bread anyways, but yeah, this is pretty useless. As a reminder, I have to do everything possible in my chunks, which means processing resources in their highest possible product. Now for normal accounts this just means make a pita bread, since they usually lack the ingredients to bake anything else. I, however, have access to everything. Oh boy, with flour I can also make pies. Which means I'm gonna need level 95 cooking to cook a summer pie. Yeah, that's gonna take a while. That means I'm also gonna need way more GP to buy all of the ingredients in order to train my cooking. So I first wanna do the underground tasks. and see how much GP I get from those before I continue the cooking grind. So get ready for some combat, cause next video we're going into the Edgefield dungeon.